We've all been sold this one idea of what a career should look like, right? You work your tail off for 40-some years, you climb that corporate ladder, and then you finally get to enjoy your life. But what if that whole model is, well, broken? Today, we're going to talk about a trend that's flipping that script on its head, the micro-retirement.
So first things first, let's talk about what a career break even is in this new world. Because look, we're not talking about taking 2 weeks off to just recharge your phone and your sanity. This is something way bigger. It's about rethinking how we weave life into our careers instead of just saving it all for the end credits.
I mean, this question, it just hits different for so many of us, doesn't it? That feeling like you're just stuck on a hamster wheel and all the days are blurring into one another. Well, that feeling right there, that's the engine driving this whole micro-retirement movement. It's a direct pushback against a work culture that, let's be honest, can feel like it wants to take everything you've got.
And this image, wow, it just says it all. The ultimate goal isn't the corner office with the big window anymore. For a whole lot of people, success looks and feels a lot more like freedom, like having choices, like an open road. It's about swapping that daily commute for a real, life-changing journey.
Okay, so let's get specific. What exactly is a micro-retirement? The best way to think about it is as a strategic pause, not a full stop. It's a planned, self-funded break from your career. We're talking several months, maybe more. And here's the key part. You fully intend to jump back into the workforce afterward. Just, refreshed and with a totally new perspective.
Now, while the name micro-retirement might sound brand new, the core idea of taking a long break from work, that's been around for a while. You can see here, academics started taking sabbaticals way back in the 19th century. Then, of course, Tim Ferriss made mini retirements a huge deal in 2007. But what's happening today is different. It's gone mainstream as a real solution to burnout, especially for Millennials and Gen Z.
And that brings us to the big question. Why is this happening now? What is going on in our culture that's making so many people say, you know what, I'm not waiting until I'm 65 to live my life?
This quote from Priya Milani really just nails it. A lot of younger generations watch their parents grind away, sacrificing their health and their best years for a retirement that, honestly, they were often too exhausted or sick to even enjoy. And their kids are looking at that and thinking, nope, there has to be a better way.
And hey, the numbers don't lie. Look at this. By 2025, Millennials and Gen Z are going to make up a whopping 60% of the entire workforce. They're not a small group anymore. They are the workforce. And their values, their priorities, they're completely changing what a successful career is supposed to look like. And that's really the heart of it all. It's a massive mindset shift. The old ways of measuring success, titles, how long you've been at one company, they're fading. The new definition of success, it's all about flexibility, freedom, and genuine fulfillment. It's about living a good story now.
And this number right here is so telling. 3.9 years. The average person is staying at their job for the shortest time in over 2 decades. So that old fear of having a gap on your resume, it's just not as scary as it used to be. When everyone is changing jobs every few years anyway, taking a planned break for yourself becomes a whole lot easier to explain. The whole idea of company loyalty has totally changed.
Okay, so we get the why. It's powerful stuff. But now, let's talk about the how. Because a truly successful micro-retirement isn't something you just decide to do on a Tuesday. It takes some serious planning. Let's break down the 3 big pillars to making it a reality.
I absolutely love this slide. It captures the whole thing perfectly. The dream, the vision, is this epic adventure. But the reality, the starting line, it's a spreadsheet, it's a budget. That amazing freedom you're looking for is actually earned through some good old-fashioned discipline.
All right, pillar number 1, the money. This is huge. The general advice is to save enough to cover all your expenses for the whole break, plus, and this is so important, a 20% re-entry cushion. So why that extra 20%? Because, let's be real, finding that next great job could take a little longer than you think. That buffer is your peace of mind. It's what lets you actually relax on your break instead of stressing about the job hunt on your way home.
And look, this doesn't have to break the bank. Check out this sample budget for a month traveling in Southeast Asia. We're talking just over $1,000 for the whole month. If you pick affordable places, stay in guest houses, eat amazing local food, this dream can become way more achievable than you might think.
Okay, next up, logistics. This is all the boring but absolutely crucial stuff that's so easy to forget. We're talking about figuring out health insurance, digging into visa rules, deciding what to do with all your stuff,
And of course, letting your bank know you're about to be on the other side of the world. Don't skip these.
And finally, personal planning. Like, how long should you even be gone? Well, if your main goal is to really and truly recover from burnout, researcher Kira Shabram has an answer. She says a few weeks just isn't going to cut it. The real sweet spot? 6 months to a year. That's how long it takes to properly disconnect, reset your system, and come back feeling genuinely new again.
And now, for the elephant in the room, the question everyone's thinking. What about your job? What do you tell your boss? This is where a lot of people get confused, so let's make this super clear.
Okay, a micro-retirement is not a sabbatical. Let's say that again. A sabbatical is something your company approves, and usually your job is safe and waiting for you. A micro-retirement is all you. It's self-funded, which almost always means you have to actually resign from your job. You're making a clean break to have total freedom.
And here's the reality check. Even if you do ask for a formal sabbatical, there's absolutely no guarantee you'll get it. Your company can say no for a whole bunch of perfectly valid business reasons. And that's exactly why most people who go for a micro-retirement just decide to resign and take complete control of their own adventure.
So, after hearing all that, the big question is, could this be for you? It's obviously a huge, life-changing decision, and it's so important to weigh the incredible, amazing rewards against some very, very real risks.
Let's look at a real-life example. This is Zach Liddle. He quit his software job to go hike the Pacific Crest Trail for months. Now, when he came back, it wasn't a cakewalk. It took him 5 months to find a new job. But here's the kicker. He ended up in a role he was way happier with. His story shows you both sides. The risk is real, but so is the reward. It's all about how you frame it. He didn't just take a vacation. He planned and executed a massive project, and that's a skill any employer would want.
So here it is, all laid out. The pros? They're huge. Experiencing the world while you're young and healthy, beating burnout, maybe even finding a new career path. But the cons are just as real. No paycheck can hurt. There's no job guarantee when you get back. And yeah, it might slow down that traditional climb up the ladder. At the end of the day, you have to decide which side of this table matters more to you right now.
I think this quote from Alyssa Murphy-Pavoni just wraps it all up so perfectly. This whole idea isn't about being bad with money. It's actually a new kind of financial planning. It's about making your money work for your life and your values at every stage, not just hoarding it all for the last chapter. And that really brings us to the final question, the only one that truly matters, and the only one you can answer. In a world where all the old rules about work are being completely torn up and rewritten, what does a successful life really look like to you? Is it that straight, predictable line to the top, or is it a path with a few more scenic detours, a little more adventure, and a whole lot more life packed in along the way?